Hey, what's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? I hope you're having a great day. Sorry if there's a lot of wind. It's a little windy out today, but that's okay. So I kind of wanted to make a video like this just to, I guess, introduce myself. You know, for anybody that has been on my gaming channel or following some of my other stuff previously, y'all know me already, but for those of you guys who don't, how are y'all? My name is Mac, Big MC, Big, whatever you want to call it. Totally up to you. I'm not a picky person, but no, I just wanted to take this time to kind of introduce myself, introduce this channel, kind of explain what things are going to look like around here. So you know, I'm sure as most of us have seen the moto vlogs around that have been super popular or been kind of around the internet. In marketing, they call that a heavily saturated market. But, you know, I kind of wanted to do something similar, but just a little bit different. Similar meaning I want to be able to ride motorcycles. I want to be able to film riding motorcycles and enjoy that and do fun things with that, but at the same time I kind of wanted to make it just a little bit different. So kind of the goal for this channel is for those of you guys who are not interested in listening to IT. This is not going to be the only thing, but kind of the original plan, or at least initially, will be kind of IT talks, you know, for people either getting into IT, who are just interested about IT news, trends, how to get into cybersecurity, how to be successful in cybersecurity, resources, different aspects of IT, right? Kind of all over the place. That's kind of my goal. A good friend of mine kind of called it CyberMoto, which was kind of funny. I thought it was pretty interesting. Kind of a cool name for it. We may make that like a series, right? Where I just kind of ride around and talk about just different things, information technology. So that will be, you know, again, how to get in, how to look for, how to find your passion, what resources are available, kind of some news and some you know, kind of resources you can utilize to your benefit to further your career, or to even just break into your career, kind of get your foot in the door. So just to provide just a little bit of a different topic, something for you guys to listen to and to watch. You know, you have other IT professionals in the space, like for security, John Hammond's a really big one, Alliance Tech Tips, things like that, but you know, they don't really do a kind of one-on-one raw point of view situation while discussing certain things. They speak in front of a camera, which is great. I enjoy watching their content myself, but there are some days that I also want to experience or have something else to look at. My brain doesn't always work really well when somebody's sitting in front of a camera, so I figured I'd provide you guys the same thing that helps me out a lot, and see if you guys enjoy it. What kind of qualifies me to speak on these topics is, you know, I've had a little over 5 years of experience in IT, which is not a lot, but it's enough to kind of understand. On top of 5 years in IT, I've been growing up with IT my entire life, growing up around computers, learning things. I have a degree in IT and computer science. You know, and that's not to brag or talk myself up at all. That's really just to explain my qualifications to somebody who might be asking. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm really not much more special than any other person you guys would prefer to watch. But for those of you who do stick around and are entertained and actually want to watch, welcome and thank you. You know, please feel free to subscribe, leave a like, just kind of, I don't know, sit around and enjoy. I don't really know how else to explain it. I didn't really have a script or any type of plan for this video. It really is just kind of an introduction, explaining myself, almost selling myself to you guys to sit down and watch. But so I come from an IT background. I spent 4 years in college doing it, as well as 5 years of real world experience in anywhere ranging from that would be technology, so service desk, things like on-site support, and as well as security. So I spent the last 2 years plus in the cybersecurity space. It is a passion of mine. It's something I really enjoy doing. And it's really it's kind of a combination right now. It's not one piece. There's not one piece that I'm focused on, but my passion inside the security space really is threat research, threat hunting. And for those of you who aren't aware exactly what that is, I take threats, so modern, new, or reoccurring threats, so new versions of previous malware, hacks, phishing, whatever it is, and I go through an environment and I search for it. So a lot of my job, or a lot of the things that I do at my job, is a lot of research, a lot of studying, and a lot of building. So I build tools, I build scripts, I build searches to find this malware in an environment if it exists, or to reassure customers and business partners that it doesn't exist, right? So I kind of have a long history of research and study, even past my college, my degree, and moving over to my career. So, a lot of these, and I guess the title for them now is going to be the CyberMoto vlogs, are going to be a little bit of a mix. So it's going to be things like, again, how to break into IT, what to look for, things to study, certifications that are important, tools that you can use, tools that are free or paid for, as well as things, trends, right? So a really good trend in the gaming industry right now has been the breach on Apex Legends, the Apex server, where 2 professional players were given, or their accounts were pretty much hacked, and they were given aimbot, wall hacks, everything. And they were also, this gentleman was posting messages under their account saying, "You've been hacked by da-da-da-da-da." And not too long ago, he did an interview where he said, I just did this for fun, to get Apex to fix their servers before somebody with malicious intent actually did it. So kind of an interesting topic. I know that one of the professionals was talking to somebody else who was a developer for previous games, and kind of went through details as to hacking, how he got access, or how he might have gotten access, how he hacked, what IP address it was from. So there's a lot of different things in there that's kind of cool. And I would love to delve in and give my ideas or my knowledge into the topic. I'm not super well versed in it right now. I haven't done a lot of studying with that because I've been sidetracked for other things for work. But it was kind of an interesting thing to see kind of what they did. I mean, they really got full access to to their systems, whether it was through the free version of Easy Anti-Cheat that EA was using, or whatever version of Easy Anti-Cheat, whether it was an old version that was vulnerable, or it was a newer version that this is a 0-day vulnerability, or this person had remote access, whether it was through a rat tool or some type of C2, rat tool being remote access Trojan, and C2 being something called command and control, meaning they have full command and control of this person's machine, and they were able to download and give them hacks. So, and it could be that they used Easy Anti-Cheat as a point of infiltration, because for those of you who don't know, Easy Anti-Cheat does in fact use administrator, root, or kernel privileges on your machine, meaning it has full access to everything. So if somebody were able to get into your machine through Easy Anti-Cheat, they have full access to your machine. Kind of an interesting interesting attack there. So without doing some more research and kind of some studying on some tools that I have available, I really wouldn't be able to talk much on it. But I thought it was kind of an interesting thing. So we'll be talking about things like that, trends in both IT, so new technology coming out, trends in cybersecurity, whether that be new threats, new tools, new breaches, any type of breaches that made the news. I'll have topics on. I'll probably have a script or something rehearsed out, so it'll be a little bit more well thought out, I guess is the proper way to word it. But you know, that's something big that we'll be kind of discussing. And now this may not be every vlog. I don't want every vlog to be about talking about technology. I kind of want a variety, but I think technology is, again, something I'm very passionate about and something I'd like to say I'm fairly knowledgeable in, so it's something I would like to share with everyone else who wants to listen. You know, really get people who are interested. I get asked a lot, you know, hey, how do I get into cybersecurity? What are some things you'd recommend? What are some things that you did? How did your path look like? My path was very different compared to a lot of other people's, but it's still a path that people have the option of taking. My path kind of went from, so I was in a service desk, so I took phone calls and did remote support and triage tickets out to the proper team. I did that for about 2 years. I then got an opportunity to do something. Everybody has a different name for it. Some people call it desktop, some people call it on-site, some people call it PC support. It just really depends on what you want to call it. But I went on-site to customers and I fixed their machines. So I would receive the tickets that the service desk would triage, and that was a little tight of a turn there. I would receive those tickets and I'd go on site and I'd fix their machines. And I did that for just about a year, maybe a little less than a year, where I really kind of found my passion for security. I had worked with the security team on a few things. And unfortunately, they didn't have any positions open at the time. So I had moved to another company in their cybersecurity department. So I was a cybersecurity engineer doing incident response. So you would receive cyber incidents, whether that be a phishing email, you know, a new threat that came out, a new breach, something inside the network. That would be me handling that. So I would go out and I would look at all the tools that we had available to us. I can't talk about them because, you know, tools to a cybersecurity person are a lot like a playbook for an NFL team. You don't really want to give out your playbook because that could leave vulnerabilities open. So I can't talk about the tools that I use, but I would use the tools that were available to investigate, remediate, and build a plan for any future vulnerabilities if this was something new. Gave me a lot of really valuable experience. I was actually able to assist in locating or discovering a new remote access Trojan, or a new version of it. It was a previously used, but they executed some new code. I was able to help dig into that and really find the root cause and present that to a lot of people. So that's a pretty bike right there. But that, you know, gave me a lot of really valuable experience. And then that team that I was wanting to work for previously, I had reached out to again, and they said, hey, we got a job opening, we'd like you to apply. And then I came back. And now a lot of what I do is I build tools, I build plans, and I work on things. So I've developed and implemented a lot of products. I've built out a few plans for remediating some new things that have been discovered in the environment. So I'm doing a lot of really cool things, and that's where kind of I found my passion for things like threat research and threat hunting. And that's the passion that I'd like to share with you guys at some point as well. I think we're going to go this way. I know it goes onto the campus, but I kind of want to travel a little bit. Oh, this one doesn't go to campus. This one goes a different turn, but that's okay. So that's really what I'm going to do a lot of, is sharing my experiences, my trials and tribulations, the tools that I use to get me where I'm at, and tools that you guys can use to kind of further your career and yourself. I'm actually going to get over. We're not gonna. We'll have to cut this part out. But you know, give you guys the tools you need, and to where if you're interested in security, you're able to do things. You're able to break in, or just if you're interested in kind of not, you know, popular breaches. I'll be talking a lot about any video game breaches that come out, if there are any. Apex is a really good first topic, so I think that's going to be the one I do a lot of research on and really talk about. So that's going to be a lot of the CyberMoto is what we're going to call it. So these CyberMoto vlogs are going to be discussing that, you know, discussing these pieces of technology, the things that interest me, because the biggest important piece is really making sure I enjoy what I'm presenting to you guys, so I can produce the best content, whether that be, again, researching and providing you guys some proper tools, or researching modern trends, things like that. So I have talked about that 30 times now, but man, it's cold today and it's getting very, very windy. Okay, back to it. So again, use my tools and my knowledge available to provide you guys with content related to technology. Things you might be interested in, things you may not know, things you may already know but want to relearn. That's going to be the backbone of the CyberMoto vlogs. Kind of some other things that I may do as well. You know, I may do normal moto vlogs where I go out and ride. I may also talk about specific motorcycle technology. So there's a lot of new things coming out, a lot of new bikes coming out, and things like MotoGP and Formula One are the perfect breeding ground for new technology for motorcycles and cars alike. So I may talk about new technology or things that are kind of interesting to me and let you guys read about that. That's not really going to be a CyberMoto vlog. It's more just going to be like, hey, look at this cool new thing. And then I may also just do standard moto vlogs where I'm out riding with my buddies. We're cracking jokes. We're having a good time. And if it's worth posting, I'll post. I record everything. This originally was a dash cam that I ended up upgrading and putting a mic in and doing all this so I could do things like this and talk to you guys. So that's really going to be it. I don't have anything else to really discuss unless you guys just want to watch me ride around for the next 10 minutes and get gas and do all that fun stuff. But that's really all that I have, and I want to thank everybody that's already here. And for any of the new people, this will kind of be my channel trailer, I guess is what they call it in YouTube. But it'll just be describing myself, introducing the CyberMoto stuff. I'm going to try to have one of these videos up once a week. It is difficult to get out and ride and film and research, so it's not just the active piece of it, but it's the kind of the passive research that I have to do continuously to make sure that I have things to discuss, as well as script writing and memorizing, because we want things that are going to provide a good way for me to deliver the information, so that way it's not going to be just me rambling for 45 minutes and having to spend an hour and a half cutting down video. Not something I want to do. Doesn't seem very conducive to a successful video. But again, that's really going to be it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want me to talk on anything specifically, feel free to leave a comment. Be more than happy to do research and talk about it. If you have any questions, ask them. I will be more than happy to answer, whether it be replying to that comment or putting it in a video. Or if it's a really good question, which I'm sure all of them will be, but if it's a video, if it's a question that that is video worthy, I just might make a whole video on it to really discuss and break it down and give the best possible answer, so that way you're able to receive an answer that is worth it, something you can work on, something you can look at, something you feel confident in. I want everybody to leave feeling confident that they had learned something. I know that sounds boring, but my entire career, and really technology as a whole, this entire job is learning. There's always something new. There's always something that needs to be looked at, that needs to be discussed, that really needs to be learned. So technology is all about learning and continued growth, continued education. And, you know, it really is something you have to be passionate about to want to continue, because when you first get into IT, or you first get into cybersecurity is a really good example, but things like networking or database management or systems administration, all of that's a really, when you're learning these things, it's almost like drinking from a fire hose. It's so much information coming at you so fast, and you can only ingest so much. So, hopefully this will help give a small snippet so you can feel prepared, or better prepared, and better willing to, or able to learn, so you can enjoy those things. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that there. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Again, leave a comment if you want me to talk on anything, or want me to answer any questions. I'll be more than happy to do that for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, morning, whenever you're watching this. Just enjoy your time. Live life. Riding motorcycles is a really good way to enjoy life, that's for sure. Even though it is very cold and very overcast, I am very much enjoying myself. I'm having a grand time. But yeah, have a great one. And I will catch you guys next week at some point. I'll try to find a regular upload schedule and I'll announce it. But I will catch you guys in the next video.